From Uhas McGinley Stadium at Penn Hills tonight, it's senior night. The Penn Hills Indians and the Mt Lebanon Blue Devils, and your Penn Hills Indians making their entry to Uhas McGinley Stadium as they come down through the seating area and the seats. A wonderful tradition begun this year by head coach John Peterman, bringing the team down through the crowd and then out onto the field. We'll be breaking the paper off to the left. Big night tonight for the Indians. Indians 3-4 on the season. Look like they're going to need one or two more wins to try to get into the playoffs. And tonight is not going to be an easy task. Winners last week at Plum were the Indians. Tonight, the undefeated Mt Lebanon Blue Devils in conference play come in here tonight to take on your Big Red Indians. So a vaunting task here for John Peterman's Penn Hills Indians. The Indians will be at Woodland Hills next week. Tonight is the final regular season home game for the Indians. 27 seniors on this squad, so a lot of new faces out there on the field next season, although we have a lot of underclassmen playing. But we will be getting underway shortly. The Mount Lebanon Blue Devils getting ready to take the field down to our right. If you'll notice on the far side of the field, the bleachers are going up. They'll be running goal line to goal line. That'll be so that it's possible. They make that possible so that the WPIAL will rent Uhas McGinley Stadium for neutral site playoff games. Also, with hope that the crowds begin to build over the next several seasons here at Penn Hills High School. There's a lot of exciting things going on here. That's not only we could fill the home side, but fill the visitor side as well. The Mt Lebanon Blue Devils in their blue helmets, white jerseys, blue pants with gold trim. The Indians in the traditional gold helmets with Indian spear. The red jerseys with gold numbers, white trim. And the Indians decked out tonight in all red. The red pants. And a number of the Indians donning the pink tape. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So the Indian players showing support for their grandmas, aunts, moms, sisters. And the Indian captains are on the field, all seniors. Number 57, Nick McWilson. Number 77, Linwood Barron. The Indians' number 21 is Denzel Sherrill. And number 7 is quarterback Darius Holloway.
Number 23, Josh Howard. Number 49.
See big number 78 out there for the Mt Lebanon Blue Devils, Will Gladden, 6'4", 285 pounds. That's going to be a task tonight for the Indians to not only keep him out of the backfield, but also him blocking offensively.
And number 57, Nick McWilson.
So the Blue Devils have won the toss. They've elected to receive. Indians will be kicking off. The Blue Devils will be moving right to left on your television screen.
Mount Lebanon has won the toss and has elected to receive.
So the Indians players getting their final pep talk from the coaches. And we will be underway here shortly. Number 22, Peter Gola, senior place kicker, taking the field. Also, if you're watching the game, if you have Comcast at home, well, if you're watching the game, you have Comcast. But tonight's game being broadcast on Xfinity's, the Comcast game of the week. Chris Shevlin and Ellis Cannon are here tonight. You can watch the game on demand. So if you have if you have Comcast. If you're watching this, you have Comcast. So go into On Demand, look up your local sports, football, and you can watch this game anytime you like on demand. Gorgeous night for football here at Uhas McGinley Stadium. Every night at Uhas McGinley is a beautiful night for football. A beautiful field. You see the big red and gold PH in the middle of the field. If you haven't been out to see this stadium this year, shame on you. You need to get out and take a look. It's just an absolutely phenomenal facility, and improvements are continuing and to be on the way. Goala's kick will be squibbed and fallen on at the 21-yard line. Dimitri Orphanopoulos falls on it, and the Lebo offense will take the field. Tyler Roth is your quarterback for Mount Lebanon. Up back, Tim Bierchick, and Doran Graham will be deep. Send a man in motion to the right. Indians stack that defensive line. Mount Lebanon runs the ball right into the arms of Tariq Hester. They'll wrap him up for maybe a gain of a yard. Barely a yard on the play, but we'll call it second down and 9 at the 22. Hurt, Hester, Thompson are your three front linemen. Houlihan, Roy, Wendleton, and Keith James are your linebackers. Blue Devils up across the 25. We're going to mark them at the 24-yard line. Gain of 2. It'll be third down, and we'll call it along 7.
Brought down by number 58, Julian.
Lebo will throw as a man open on the near side. It'll be a first down. Sage Hicks comes up to make the tackle of Troy Apke. 9 yards, first down for Mount Lebanon. Indians showing blitz. Here they come. Apke throws. Pass dropped at the 40-yard line. The man was there on a little slant. The quick in. But Apke was unable to hold on to it, and it'll bring up a second down and 10 for the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils. Clock stopped with 10:09 to go here in the opening quarter. We are scoreless. Penn Hills, Mount Lebanon. Bierchick will get across the 40 out to the 41-yard line. Look at Bierchick, about 8 yards. The 5'8", 195-pound senior rumbles his way to give the Mount Lebanon Blue Devils a third and short. Sean Featherstone making the tackle for the Indians. Bierchick. He'll be held short. Marshall Thompson. Well, they're going to be close to the first down. Marshall Thompson Stuffs him on the play along with Keith James.
Marshall Thompson.
They give him the first down.
First down. Mount Lebanon.
Apke will throw. Pass complete. Pass complete. Out to Apke. The ball's falling on. Fumbled. Picked up by the Indians at the 50-yard line. Keith James falls on it. And the Indians get the first break of the game. They'll take over with 8:46 to go. Right at the 50. Low snap. Holloway falls on it at the 45-yard line. Loss of 5.
Holloway down in the backfield by number 71, Matt Hoffman.
Holloway on the keeper will lose another yard. Runs right into the arms of 6'2", 200-pound Aaron Pavlik.
Holloway on the keeper.
And he's looking at a 3rd and 16 now. Holloway down the sideline towards Davenport, and a pass too far. We'll bring up a 3rd down and long. Indians go 3 and out. Blue Devils will take it back over. Clock stopped with 7:28 to go. Apke, who fumbled the pass, back at his own 20-yard line. Holloway's kick high and short. Apke, fair catch called for and made at the 30-yard line. 7:21 to go, first quarter, scoreless. Penn Hills, Mount Lebanon. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Mount Lebanon on a 1st and 10. Tyler Roth from the shotgun. We'll keep it on the ground. Mike Breyer check. We drop back at the 28-yard line for a loss of 3. Like Marshall Thompson with another tackle for the Indians.
43, Ben Bruni on the carry. Brought down in the backfield by number 35, Tyler Whittleton.
Wide receiver screen this wide. Breyer check. Gets out to about the 33-yard line. Picks up 5. Sean Featherstone coming out to make the tackle. Going to be 3rd down and about 8 for Mount Lebanon. Sage Hicks on the tackle. Excuse me. Or will throw down the right sideline. Has a man to pass. Will be it'll be dropped at the 45-yard line. Looked like Apke had it, but pass incomplete. And Mount Lebanon will have to punt. Clock stopped with 5:53 to go. Indians will have Damon Reed back about his own 30-yard line. Houlihan almost getting a paw into it. Damon Reed is going to make the fair catch called for. Should let it whirl into the end zone, and he does. Fortunate there for the Indians that the ball does roll into the end zone. They'll get it on the 20. 5:42 to go, first quarter. Scoreless, Penn Hills, Mount Lebanon. You're watching the Indians Football Network. Indians 1st and 10 at their own 20. Holloway throws right side to pass. Intended for Sherrill. I don't know if he knew it was coming. The pass was almost picked off by Dimitri Orphanopoulos. Unfortunately for the Indians, it falls incomplete. And brings up a 2nd down and 10 for the Indians. Indians 3 and out on their first possession. Sherrill will move to Holloway's right. And it'll be Sherrill going left side, looking for somewhere to go. Wrapped up, gets close to the 25-yard line. We'll give him 5 yards on the pickup. And the Indians will be looking at a 3rd down and 5. And the Indians had some movement.
Flag on the play.
He needs to get tagged with a false start. Either the players moved early or the snap was late. Are they going to call it on Mount Lebanon? All right. Should give them a 1st down. Well, I guess on that account, you officially have to give Sherrill 4 yards on his carry. Yeah, the Indians should have the 1st down. Well, the officials are talking it over, trying to figure out just what's going on here. Are they going to give the Indians a 1st down? What are they going to do? It's going to be 3rd and inches. Holloway loses the handle on the snap, looking for somewhere to go. We'll get the 1st down out to the 32-yard line. Officially, that'll now be a 3-yard pickup. So the Indians get their first down of the night. Robin Hall in the jet blast, looking for someone to go in. Oh, Mt Lebanon comes up and makes a tremendous play at the 25-yard line. Josh Alberts. We'll drop Robin Hall for a loss of 7 on his first carry of the night. So now the Indians looking at a 2nd down and 17. Mount Lebanon looked like we're just waiting for Robin Hall on that one. Fake it to Hall. It'll be Holloway for 2. Indians looking at a 3rd and about 15.
Holloway on the keeper, brought down by number 78, Will Glass.
It's pretty well built for the Penn Hills Indians around Wilson, Mizuta, Palowski, and Barrett. The problem is, if you're going to try to run up the middle, you got to beat Will Glad in white, 6'4", 285, equals 78. That'd be the guy in the middle. And also Aaron Bookser, 6'6", 290, junior, real top prospect next year.
3rd down, a little more than 15. Holloway calling for the snap.
Holloway rolls out to his left, looking for somewhere to go. Across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Holloway on the keeper, brought down by number 3, Mike Bryarchuk.
And the Indians are going to have to kick.
Bryarchuk reading the play. Again, as we talked about, he's got to be the traffic cop. Somebody we talked about earlier, 49. You want to watch him all night long because he's the guy watching the quarterback. He's the player
back
out there
to receive the Holloway punt.
I asked for a defensive player to watch immediately.
Clock stopped with 2.5 to go in the quarter. Apke back at his own 35. Holloway to punt.
Holloway set to punt. Again, he'll run with it for a little bit.
Kick high, short.
Awkwardly out of bounds over on the near side.
And then we'll hit, and it go. Ingram will down it at the 44-yard line.
Well, I call those types of running punts.
Holloway punt.
Lebo will have it at the Penn Hills 44. About a 12-yard punt. And the defense now being asked to come up and stop Mt Lebanon.
Mike Bryarchuk is wide on the right side, and the slot will be Dimitri Lopanopoulos. They set a slot to the left side as well. Apke is the slot man to the tight side of the field. They're going to keep it on the ground, and the run play will go to Tim.
Breyer check down to the 40-yard line. Hester and Thompson and Wendleton on the tackle. Houlihan and Hester will just wrap up Graham back at the 43-yard line for a loss of 3.
Brought down in the backfield by number 44, Greg Houlihan.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 for Mt Lebanon. Clock running, approaching 1:10 to go here in the opening period. Mt Lebanon will throw. Has a man behind the fence, downfield at the 5. Touchdown, touchdown Mt Lebanon.
Watch the replay. He wins the route at about the 30-yard line, maybe 35. He beat his man coming out of the break. This is something that the coach has worked a lot with in his passing game. Let me tell you why. Right after this extra point, but he won that play.
Mt Lebanon to try the point after.
35 or 30-yard line and he created separation.
Kick for the point by Lopanopoulos on its way. Strong and through.
Kick is up and good. 54 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Mount Lebanon 7, Penn Hills nothing. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. 3 plays, 44 yards for the Blue Devils. They're up 7-0. Kick taken at the 21-yard line. The Indians will get it out across the 30 to the 31. Nigel McDaniel on the return. Holloway throws. Pass complete. Near side. Anthony at the 34.
Holloway pass complete to number 11, Michael.
So 3 yards on the reception.
Pushed out of bounds by number 11, Brian Kemp.
One of the big keys tonight is going to be whether or not you can bottle up the skill and athleticism of those players for Penn Hills that can make them dangerous.
Orpanopolis made sure he wasn't going to be able to turn it upfield. Gain of 4. Second down, a long 6.
Holloway throws. Anthony in and out of his hands near midfield. Passing complete will bring up a third down and 7.
Looks like the pass, if it wasn't deflected, just come out of his hands exactly the way it wanted. Maybe it was deflected. It's very catchable, obviously. As we talked about Michael Anthony, who came in to this game, averaged about 14 yards a catch. He had his hands on the ball, and he beat Dimitri Orphanopoulos, wearing 13 as quarterback. Big drop.
Davenport is out wide to the left side with single cover. Slots to both sides. Holloway flushed.
Holloway throws downfield. A pass complete. Davenport close to the 42-yard line.
Very well done. Rolling left and making that throw on the side.
Holloway pass complete, number 19.
That'll be a first down for the Indians. Davenport doing a nice job of getting the hands up and holding on to the football.
Penn Hills, first down.
Also the presence to know where he was on the field to pick up the first down.
Last year, already 14 with an average of 15 this season.
From the 42-yard line. Trip set to the left side, single man right. Now Holloway will shift that wide side receiver, Michael Anthony.
Holloway, swing pass, near side. It's a lateral. Sherrill. I think they're going to give him the 45-yard line, a pickup of 3 on the run.
Holloway pass complete, number 21, Denzel Harrell. Brought down by number 43, Ben.
Pass went backwards, therefore a lateral. And the first quarter comes to an end. After 1, Mount Lebanon 7, Penn Hills nothing. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Indians on a 2nd down and 7. Holloway throwing downfield. Pass complete on the far side. We'll get not giving any forward progress on the play. Ingram. 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 5.
Brought down by number 43, Ben Bruni.
Credit right there, the linebacker in the corner coming up and smothering Ingram, one of those playmaker type of guys immediately. Tremendous defense, great reads.
And Bruni was that linebacker. 3rd down, less than 5. Holloway takes the snap, looks, sets.
Holloway's pass. Michael Anthony drops it at the 40-yard line. That's 2 he's dropped and 2 he should have had. Now it'll be a 4th down for the Indians.
I
Holloway's going to fake it, keeps it himself. I think it would have been wise to stay to the outside, ends up picking up a yard. Indians will turn it over on the downs in Penn Hills territory. 11:11 to go in the half. Mount Lebanon will have it at the 43.
Scoring drive, they got the ball back in Penn Hills territory after a short punt. And now a failed run.
3 yards for Graham.
Throws the ball back, and they'll try to run it up the middle with Dorian Graham.
Dorian Graham on the play, brought down by number 15, Keith James.
Keith James on the tackle for the Indians. Barczyk comes in motion, near side. They'll swing it out to him. Has some blockers in front, gets inside the 40, inside the 35. Finally pushed out of bounds, close to the 34-yard line. Tyler Wendleton. Indians are going to be called for offsides. Giving Mount Lebanon a 1st and 5. Barczyk goes in motion to the left. Looking down the field. Orphanopolis had it inside, at about the 5-yard line, separated from the football by Sean Featherstone. Orphanopolis was there. He's behind the defense. Had the ball in his hand. Oh, he just dropped it. Watching a replay here. It's now a 2nd down and 5 for the Blue Devils. Apke unable to have held on to that one. It was thrown behind him. And it brings up a 3rd down and 5 now for Mount Lebanon. Clock will stop with 10:22 to go. Apke down the far side, a pass too far and out of bounds. Hicks and Featherstone on the coverage, but that one just thrown too far for Apke. Now a 4th down for Mount Lebanon. 4th and 5, ball just inside the Penn Hills 30-yard line. Big play here for the Indians defense. It's early, but I'd like to try to make a statement. 4th and 5. Mount Lebanon's going to go for it. Eye on Tim Breyer, check number 49. Nope. They're going to throw it at Apke, and Apke was looking for it. Saw Robin Hall coming, and he ducked. So the Indians take over with 10-12 to go. Ball at the 29-yard line. Holloway launching one downfield towards Davenport. So they're going to call pass interference against Mount Lebanon. Move the ball out to the 44-yard line now. Holloway, swing pass, right side. James loses the football. He had it out to the 49-yard line. Mount Lebanon has it. So the Indians turn it over for the first time tonight. 9:56 to go in the half. Mount Lebanon starting again in Penn Hills territory, this time at the 47. Last three possessions started at the Indian 44, Indian 48, now Indian 47. Breyer check inside the 40, drives Indians ahead, breaks tackles inside the 10-5. Touchdown, Mount Lebanon. So his brother had a 43-yard pass, and now Tim Breyercheck has a 49-yard run. 47-yard run. Kick is up and good. 9:45 to go. First half. Mount Lebanon 14, Penn Hills 7. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. From the 13-yard line, the Indians out across the 40 to 45-yard line. Nice return. Who's that, Jamar Cottrell? Oh, we'll mark him at the 45. Holloway takes the run, gets up. Pass complete. Kisner in Mount Lebanon territory down at the 39-yard line. 16 yards. Shifts right, Davenport to the near side. Holloway rolling to his right. Looking, throwing one towards Davenport inside to 5. Unable to connect with Davenport. The pass incomplete. Clock stop, 9:24 to go. Holloway throwing. Pass intended for Mike Anthony. Briarcheck breaks it up. Probably should have intercepted it. Fortunately for the Indians, it is incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10. I think Holloway was looking to try to force one in there. Holloway from the gun. Sidecar to his right. Twin slots, twin receivers. Sherrill goes to the right. Holloway looking for somewhere to go. Throws one up. Kisner running underneath, and the pass almost intercepted. But it'll bring up a 4th down at the 39-yard line. Holloway just out there running for his life. Holloway will boot this one. Fair catch called for and made at the 6-yard line. What happened there? Apke kind of bobbled it. Quick whistle there by the officials. Briarcheck with a hole across the 15. Gives Mt Lebanon some room out to the 19-yard line. A pickup of 13. And a Mt Lebanon 1st down.
Brought down by number 13, Sean Feathers.
I keep following the blocking of Alex Buchser, number 73, 6'6", 290. Jake Rolfson, no gain. Host of Indians come up to just wrap him up and bury him under. Mt Lebanon will call timeout before this one gets underway. 7:53 to go, 1st half. Blue Devils up by 14. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Pass out to the left side following the timeout. Completed, but they're going to say Mt Lebanon has recovered the fumble. So it'll bring up a a third down and 3. I'll call it 3rd and 2. Yeah, and the Indians jump off sides, and we'll give Mt. Lebanon an easy first down.
Flag on the field. Penalty result in Mt. Lebanon first down.
Therefore, this matchup that we're seeing here with 73 in your screen against 33 Marshall Thompson is a great workout for both men. But Bookser is facing a guy who's very athletic, who has a size, but really important is speed.
Flag on the field.
Another penalty flag. Mount Lebanon tagged for delay of game. So it'll be 1st and 15. Mount Lebanon fakes the end around. Sean Roy will come up and make the tackle of Graham after a gain of, call it 3. Not Graham. It was
Jordan Graham on the keeper.
clock really under 6 minutes to go here, first half. Mount Lebanon up 14-0. Graham again runs into his own man, driven across the 35 to the 37. Ball came out. The official's going to roll him down at the 36-yard line. It'll bring up a third down.
Brought down by number 5. Corey Heister.
Pass intended for Apke. Sage Hicks on the coverage. Sean Featherstone come in with a hit there at the end. Fortunately for the Indians, nothing called, and this brings up a fourth down and about 6 for the Mt. Lebanon Blue Devils. DeMond Reed will drop back at his 20-yard line. Clock continues to run, approaching clock is stopped with 5:09 to go. Hester almost gets the paw on it. DeMond Reed will watch this bounce over his head, and Mt. Lebanon will down it. Oh, that should be a touchback. He was in the end zone whenever he finally downed the ball. But Penn Hills looks like they will have it about their own 4-yard line. Indians take over with 4:55 to go in the half.
4-yard line. Where it will be at Penn Hills. Third down.
That was an NFL punt I just saw. That was an NFL punt.
That was NFL coverage, too.
Thank you, Chris. That's why the kids
Sherrill will skimming out to the 10-yard line for a pickup of 6.
Number 21, Denzel Sherrill on the carry. Brought down by Ben Bruni.
Jordan Davenport splits to the near side. Holloway has trips to his right. Denzel Sherrill dropping the eye. It'll be Sherrill again, looking for somewhere to go. No, it'll be Holloway. He'll have the first down at the 15-yard line. 5 yards for Holloway.
Holloway on the keeper, brought down by number 23, Josh Albert. That play results in a Penn Hills first down.
Holloway comes this way, looking downfield, pass. Up for Davenport, held it in at the 27-yard line. We're going to give him the 26, pickup of 11.
Complete to number 19, Jordan.
I don't know if he was going to Davenport or Kisner behind him, but Davenport went up, grabbed the football, came down with the Indian first down. They will give him the 27-yard line. It's a 12-yard pickup for Davenport.
First down.
Holloway's pass almost picked off by Briarcheck. He came flying in there.
Holloway pass intended for number 3, Billy Kisner, broken up by number 3.
Kisner, the intended target. Holloway, throw, pass, complete. Ingram across the 30. At the 33.
Holloway pass complete to number 17.
So about 6-7 yards for Ingram. The Indians looking at a 3rd and doable.
Brought down by number 44, Jack McMahon.
Almost every time tonight we've seen a catch or a near catch, there have been multiple players defending the ball. In that case, the backer and the corner knew exactly what they're supposed to do. And that were very important.
Davenport with the reception. Looks for somewhere to go. Might get to 35.
Holloway pass complete to number 19, Jordan Davenport.
Indians will be looking at a 4th and 2.
McMahon.
Tell you, Mt Lebanon, as soon as an Indian receiver gets that ball, there's multiple Blue Devils on him immediately. They are just going to the ball. Holloway with a nice boot. Apke watches it hit at the 20. And Indians will down it.
Holloway punt.
About the 20-yard line. 1:59 to go, first half. The Indians are down by 14. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Well, we missed the first 2 plays of this drive. A loss of 2 by Hester, a loss of 1 by Thompson, both on the tackles. Indians call a timeout, 3rd and 13 for Mt Lebanon. They'll swing pass, Apke, across the 20, 25, 30. He'll have a first down and more. Up the sideline in a foot race. Apke brought down by Robin Hall in Penn Hills territory at the 23-yard line.
Raw pass complete to Apke. Brought down by Robin Hall.
64 yards on the reception.
First down.
Mount Lebanon with a first down at the Indian 23-yard line now.
Exceptional display why they're so excited about this guy with the ball in his hands. It is offered. His dad played there. But a lot of people suspect there'll be other programs, big programs, to look this kid up.
First down and 10 from the 23. Roth looking. Still looking.
Quarterback's going to pick it up, run up. Run out of bounds at the 19-yard line. 4 yards for Roth.
Tyler Roth on the key.
They stop the clock, 1:15 to go. Roth towards the end zone, and the pass batted away. Robin Hall, Sean Featherstone on the coverage.
Roth pass incomplete.
Mark Buda, the intended receiver,
Number 2.
brings up a third down, and
Buda.
we'll call it 6. Roth under center. Quick drop, looks, launching one towards Apke at the goal line. Pass too far. They'll bring up a fourth down. Clock will stop with 1:06 to go.
Troy. Fourth down.
Come on, Reed on the coverage on the play. He was step for step with Apke. And now fourth down for Mount Lebanon. They will try a 35-yard field goal. Orphanopolis' kick is up.
Orphanopolis field goal is
And he misses it. The Indians will take over with 1:01 to go.
Mount Lebanon's 14. Penn Hills 0. Penn Hills takes over.
Take over at their own 20-yard line to the Indians. 2 timeouts left, 1:01 on the clock. Indians go on to C-Jet, and penalty flag comes in. Indians with the false start. Mark it back to the 15-yard line. Robin Hall again for about 2.
Robin Hall on the carry. Down by number 49, Tim Briarcheck.
Tim Briarcheck with Sid right now. Gladden coming off slow. 73 was off slow a little bit earlier, but Briarcheck was right there with the read on the misconnection. We talked about this week and talked about the pregame on display for you live television.
And 5 wide. Second down and 12.
5 receivers set for the Indians. Holloway from the shotgun. Quarterback draw across the 20, runs laterally. Gets to the 19-yard line, maybe a yard.
Brought down by number 23, Josh Albert.
And the first half is going to wind down. The Indians do get the ball to start half number 2. And that'll do it. After one half of play, the score, Mt Lebanon 14, Penn Hills nothing. Second half action coming your way next. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Second half action just underway here at Uhas McGinley Stadium. So the Indians get the ball to start half number 2. And they will start things off at their own 24-yard line. Get through some first half stats. Not pretty for the Indians. Sherrill, they'll give him to the 26-yard line, 2 yards. Indians first half, team rushing 12 attempts, 17 total yards. 1.42 yards per attempt. The Mt Lebanon Blue Devils, 16 carries, 85 yards, 5.3 yards per attempt. Indians passing-wise were 9 of 17, 55 yards. Mt Lebanon, 7 of 16, 143, and a touchdown. Total offense in the first half. Penn Hills 72, Mt Lebanon 228. Indians 6 first downs to Mt Lebanon's 11. Each team lost a penalty, or lost a fumble. Holloway, 9 of 17, 55 yards. Reception leader Jordan Davenport, 3 receptions for 22 yards. Ingram, 2 for 8. Kisner, 1 for 16. James, 1 for 3. Sherrill, 1 for 3. Rushing-wise, Holloway, 8 carries, 10 yards. Sherrill, 2 carries, 11 yards. Robin Hall, 2 carries for -4 yards. And was that Sherrill again for a yard? I gave him 2 on the first one. Sherrill headed to the sideline. It will be well short of the first down. We'll give him another 2 yards. And the Indians unable to take advantage of getting a ball to start half number 2. Holloway's punt. We'll take an Indian roll inside the 25-yard line and be down at the 22. 9:44 to go, third quarter. Mt Lebanon 14, Penn Hills nothing. You're watching the Indians Football Network. Ralston will lose a yard. Keith James on the tackle for the Indians. Orphanopolis, oh, nice smack at the 29-yard line. That was either Sherrill or could be Damon Reed or Featherstone.
Knocked down by number 12, Damon Reed.
9 yards on the pickup. It'll bring up at third down and 2 as Damon Reed with the smack at the end of the play. Swing pass this side, Orphanopolis looking for somewhere to go. Does not get to the 30-yard line. Robin Hall on the coverage. Sage Hicks comes on to help him out at the end. They're actually getting no gain on the play. And it'll be 4th down for the Blue Devils. They'll bring on the punting unit. Clock can be rolling under 8 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Indians have Robin Hall back at the 30-yard line. Robin Hall from the 22-yard line. Looks for somewhere to go. Tripped up. Penalty flag comes in. I think I'm going to call Marshall Thompson with a block in the back. Excuse me, it was Sean Roy with the block in the back.
Flag on the field.
And you can see for Penn Hills, the player on the ground there, I think it was Sean Roy, was looking up, trying to plead his case, but it's not going to help him out as the ball goes backwards. What did Coach Peterman tell me the other day?
So they'll mark 10 yards off from the spot of the foul, which was at the 25. Indians will take over at their own 15. Actually, their own 14-yard line. Holloway from the shotgun. Sherrill. Maybe a yard. Not much doing there on the left side. Holloway loses the snap, fumbles the ball, looks like a face mask. And nothing, there is a face mask coming in. Late. Holloway will lose back to the 7-yard line, 9 yards.
You know, Chris, the first thing I saw was a beanbag, and I thought it was because the ball was down, it was loose, and where he was tackled. Then I saw the yellow. The ball bounced around 72 once this. He's been a monster tonight.
Oh, they're going to roll, call an incomplete pass. Break for the Indians, so the 15 yards will come from the... If they call an incomplete pass, the ball should really be at the, well, I guess it is right, 30-yard line. Kisner across the 35, tackled from behind. He pushes him out close to the 40-yard line, 9 yards on the reception.
Holloway pass complete to number 3, Billy Kisner. Brought down by number 23, Josh Albert.
Low snap, Holloway able to get his hands on it. Gets a swing pass out to Kisner. Gets to the outside across the 45. Kisner ridden out of bounds at the 49-yard line, 11 yards. And a first down for the Indians. Kisner making it happen out there for the Big Red. Nice block by Michael Anthony to set him free. Flag blowing mightily on the far side of the field. The wind is a-blowing. Sherrill will set to the right behind beside Holloway. Holloway was looking for Kisner. A penalty flag comes in. This one's going to go against the Indians. I don't know if our cameraman, Will, can get a shot of that flag blowing on the far side.
Nothing quite as deflating after a big block to have a 5-yard penalty immediately thereafter like that. I mean, that's a free snap. This can't happen.
Well, they just took it. And Penn Hills is back in its own territory now, 46. 3 receivers left. 1 man to the right side, and that man is Michael Anthony.
Holloway rolling to his left, throws. Pass complete, Davenport inside the 40-yard line. Davenport with a first down to the 32.
Holloway pass complete to Jordan Davenport. Brought down by Matt McGraw. That play results in a Penn Hills first down.
Snap it out of the air. He also another option, Jimmy Kista, who actually was about 5 yards deeper, closer to the far boundary on a crossing route.
Sent away by Matt McGraw. First down, Penn Hills.
It was about 23 yards on the reception. First down for the Indians.
He's going to run, and he'll burn
All the way down to the 29-yard line, picks up 3. And there's a shot of the flag unfurled here at UHAS McGinley Stadium. What a beautiful shot. Nice shot there, William.
Up here than it is down there, but he ran right into the teeth again, quite honestly.
Still a beautiful night here.
Right was great.
But, the rain is on its way.
Football team parents. Tomorrow's game will begin at 1 p.m. That's 1 p.m. for the JV game.
Holloway keeps it left side, inside the 25. Inside the 20, we'll have a first down for the Indians at the 18-yard line, 11 yards.
Holloway on the keeper, brought down by number 5, Troy Atkins. That play results in a Penn Hills first down.
Drive began back at their own 14-yard line. This will be the 8th play.
scoreless to the moment. They trail Mount Lebanon 14-0. Holloway trying to push the down the field, but another pre-snap penalty coming up.
Flag on the
Another false start for the Indians.
head ball. False start, offense. 5-yard penalty. Keep first down.
Entire right side of the defense there just put it to the left side of the offensive line. So take your pick. But the bottom line is this. We gave you one of the keys for Penn Hills being to cash in. They've had success, albeit aided in this drive with a big penalty between the 20s. And they haven't been able to cash in the money area. They're about there. They need to get back in this game.
First and 15.
First and 15 for the Indians at the Mt Lebanon Blue Devil 23-yard line. And they're going to say Ingram went before the snap.
Head ball. False start, offense. 5-yard penalty. We keep first down.
So the Indians with a first and 20. The Indians had some momentum going. We're down to the 18-yard line, and now back-to-back false starts. Indians with a first and 20. Oh, my.
Now, they shot themselves in the foot. Mike Anthony was all excited because he blowed up the guy on the run, and now in jump, he was clearly a step above before the ball started.
Double slot formation this time. First down and 20. They have to get all the way inside the 9-yard line for the first down. Here's Holloway.
Holloway throws underneath for Ingram. Ingram will get the penalty yards back. +1.
Holloway pass complete to number 17. Chase
So the Indians will have a second down and 9.
brought down by number 49, Tim Ryercheck.
Remember, that still was first down, even after back-to-back penalties and everything. He still had a first down.
Penn Hills makes it 4-man after goal. Second down and 9.
Holloway rolls to his right, throws into the end zone to pass. A little too far for Kisner.
Holloway pass incomplete, intended for Kisner.
And Indians looking at a 3rd down and 9. Clock stopped, 4:16 to go in the 3rd. I think if the Indians don't pick up the 1st down here, I think they go for it on 4th down. Holloway looks. Davenport inside the 10. 1st and goal. Indians at the 7-yard line. Indians definitely getting Davenport into the action a lot more here, and they need to get his hands into the action. I think if you're the Indians here, you're looking at 7. You're down 14-0. Holloway rolls to his right. Looks. Inside to 5, slides ahead. I think we're going to mark him at the 3 or 4 yard line.
Holloway on the keeper, brought down by Tim Briarcheck.
I think we're going to mark him at the 3 and pick up a 4. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Holloway rolling like that, freezing the secondary. Sherrill, touchdown Penn Hills. Call came late, but Sherrill was in. "12 plays, 86 yards, go the Indians." Gola will come on to try the point after. Gola's kick up. And it's good. 2:52 to go. 3rd quarter. Mt Lebanon 14, Penn Hills 7. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Again, the Indians, 12 plays, 86 yards. Denzel Sherrill, the 3-yard run. The Indians cut the Mt Lebanon Blue Devil lead in half. Gola with another squib kick, bouncing high over the heads of most of the Blue Devils. Oh, and a big hole left side. Orphanopoulos in a foot race up the sideline. Finally brought down out of bounds by Sage Hicks at the 29. Oh, when you got the momentum on your side, you don't want to see that. Blue Devils with an opportunity. Briarcheck comes in motion near side. Tyler Wendleton with the tackle at the 25-yard line. Rolfson with a 4-yard pickup. Well, you're the Indians. You're hoping for a turnover here. Rolfson will have a first down and more. This one's going to come back.
And Wilson will get it all the way to the 7-yard line.
44, Jake Rolfson on the carry.
Mount Lebanon is going to be called for an illegal motion penalty. The end on the near side moved. So that negates a 17-yard run and a first and goal. So it'll be second down and about 9. Excuse me, second and 11. And Mount Lebanon moves again.
Flag on the field.
The guard to the right picked up. Apke, what a catch by Apke at the, going to mark him at the 10-yard line.
Rob pass complete. Number 5, Troy Apke.
It'll be a first and goal for Mount Lebanon.
By number 12, Ramon Reed.
Come on, Reed on the coverage for the Indians. Now first and goal, Mount Lebanon. And Penn Hills will use a timeout. Mount Lebanon 14, Penn Hills 7. Mount Lebanon with a first and goal. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Rolfson. Marshall Thompson. We had an exclamation point at the end after a pickup of a yard.
Brought down by number 34, Shane Roy.
Shane
40 seconds on a running clock here in the third quarter. Pass complete, Breyer check, touchdown, Mount Lebanon.
Rob
pass complete. Number 3, Mike Breyer check for a Mount Lebanon touchdown.
So Mount Lebanon gets the touchdown right back. Takes them 4 plays, 29 yards. Orphanopolis kickoff return set him up at the 29. Now Orphanopolis to try the point after. And Mount Lebanon moved. The Blue Devils up 20-7 at the moment. I guess that wind's really starting to blow in now. You see a lot of leaves starting to blow into the stands. Orpanopoulos to try the 25-yard extra point.
Another flag.
Flag on the field.
And Indians go off sides.
Guys, just kick the extra point. Okay? Just kick the extra point.
Yeah, the weather's moving in here.
I mean, come on.
I don't know where we're complaining about. We're indoors.
This is an environmental geoscience. Kick the point.
Here we go. No flags. Kick up. Kick good.
Kick up and good. Finally, we get the extra point off. 21 seconds to go, third quarter. Mount Lebanon 21, Penn Hills 7. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Mount Lebanon to kick off following their 4-play touchdown drive. Mon Reed up and over down at the 26-yard line. So Penn Hills from the 26-yard line, but temperatures dropped. Leaves blowing off the trees. Wind gusting a bit. Blowing left to right if you're keeping track at home. All the way. Throws. Pass complete. Sherrill to the 29. And that'll do it for quarter number 3. After 3 periods of play, the score, Mount Lebanon 21, Penn Hills 7. Fourth quarter action coming your way next. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Holloway tucks it under, and he'll be dropped. He'll be sacked for a loss of 3.
So we're clear. This guy, I'm telling you, this guy's name wasn't on the radar of the Manimal pregame report, but he's showing up. He's showing up tall.
He's growing there as the game rolls on. Third down.
Holloway. Sacked again, this time back at the 19-yard line for a loss of 7.
Holloway brought down in the backfield. Flag after the play.
Late flag comes in at the 14-yard line. So they move the Indians back inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. It's 4th down. Holloway will punt. Kick high, backspin on it. Fair catch, called for and made by Apke at the 40-yard line. 10:56 to go. 4th quarter. Mt Lebanon 21. Penn Hills 7. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Rolson down to the 37-yard line, picks up 3. Keith James on the tackle for the Indians. Robson. Rolson to the 35, maybe 2. Mount Lebanon with a 3rd and 5.
Brought down by number 44, Greg Houlihan.
Pass dropped by Apke inside the 20-yard line. Incomplete, brings up a 4th and 5 for Mount Lebanon. Damon Reed and Robin Hall on the coverage for the Indians. Tyler Roth will stay on the field for Mount Lebanon. Pass incomplete. Indians take over, intended for Matt McGraw. Penn Hills will have it 1st and 10 with 9:25 to go.
Penn Hills will take over on their 35-yard line, where it will be a Penn Hills first down.
Pass was intended for Davenport, thrown at his feet.
All the way pass incomplete, intended for Jordan Davenport.
All the way, under pressure, flushed out of the pocket, sacked again at the 31-yard line.
All the way on the keeper.
All the way. Will keep it himself. He's flushed out of the pocket. Get maybe back to the 31-yard line. Excuse me, 36-yard line. Calling a fumble?
All the way on the keeper. Mount Lebanon recovers the fumble.
Well, they're going to say Holloway fumbled at the end of the play. And he did. Mount Lebanon will call a timeout. 8:23 to go. Fourth quarter, Mount Lebanon 21, Penn Hills 7. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, the University
Contain this guy. 23's been all over the lot all night long. Double digits in tackles. He's been absolutely athletic.
Mount Lebanon will throw.
From royalty, but he plays a common man.
Has a man. Breyer check inside the 5, out of bounds at the 2-yard line. First and goal, Mount Lebanon.
Yes, it has. As they've shown on video a number of times.
Thompson and Houlihan will stop Rolfson. In fact, he'll lose a yard.
Ralston on the carry, brought down by Marshall Thompson.
Broken play, Briarchuck runs into Roth. Roth will at least get the yard back they lost on the previous play.
Robin. Oh!
So it'll be third and goal from the 1. Clock running, 7:10 to go here, fourth quarter. Well, they're going to give Mount Lebanon the touchdown on the quarterback keeper, Roth.
Scores the Mount Lebanon touchdown.
Touchdown coming with 6:55 to go. Mount Lebanon extends their lead.
Marshall Thompson, 33, who's really played a stout game himself. He's played a very physical game, undersized as he is. Only a junior. Tariq Hester, ditto. They're really undermanned up front, but they play Penn Hills football.
Orpanopolis out of the kick. Draws the holder. He puts it down.
Kick is up and through. Mount Lebanon 28, Penn Hills 7. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Mount Lebanon to kick off. Kick high. Short. Damon Reed will watch it bounce by him at the 10-yard line. He falls on it at about the 3. He may let it go. It might have gone out of bounds.
Brought down by number 49, Tim Briarcheck.
So the Indians will start at their own 4-yard line.
Will have a
Sherrill for no gain.
Denzel Sherrill on the carry, brought down by Josh Albert.
Sherrill with a hole across the 10 to the 11-yard line. 7 yards. And the Indians with a 3rd and 3.
Denzel Sherrill on the play, tripped up by number 13, Dimitri Morganov.
We've seen it for years and years and years, and it could just easily have happened tonight because Penn Hills with that misdirection, athleticism, they make it look pretty silly. And it doesn't make it real long. It could be like right now. So you have to be on your feet, you have to be prepared, and he's done a wonderful job in the middle making sure everybody's all right.
Not a clean handoff. Denzel Sherrill. No gain. And it'll be 4th down.
Sherrill on the carry. 4th down.
Holloway's punt taken at the 40-yard line. Apke across the 35 down to the 33. Michael Anthony on the tackle.
The Holloway punt, brought down by number 11, Michael.
Lebo will take over with 4:46 to go. They're up 21-7. You're watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. 28-7, Mount Lebanon with the lead. Ball first down at the Penn Hills 33-yard line. And Rolfson will be close to another first down.
Rolfson on the carry.
There's a nice shot of the, that's not confetti, those are the leaves.
Brought down by number 13, Sean Featherstone.
Featherstone on the tackle after a pickup of 9. And you see the bleachers under construction on the far side of the field. Ralston will have the first down.
Rolfson on the carry. Play results in Mount Lebanon's first down.
Mount Lebanon throwing wide open, end zone, Briarcheck, touchdown Mount Lebanon.
Rob pass complete to Mike Briarcheck for Mount Lebanon's first touchdown. Orphanopolis to attempt the extra point.
Kick is good, 3:32 to go, fourth quarter, Mount Lebanon 35, Penn Hills 7. You are watching the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Takes Mount Lebanon 3 plays to go to 33 yards. Extend their lead to 35-7. Nigel McDaniel
Nigel McDaniel
picks
on
it up.
return.
Indians have it at their own 15-yard line.
And he'll take over on their own 16-yard line.
There'd be no assistance offered by anybody in the big red squad.
Man to the left, one man to the right. Holloway tried to get his team downfield with 3.5 left in this football game. They trail 35-7 now.
Flag on the field.
Another pre-snap penalty for the Indians. Low snap. Sherrill will get out to about the 14-yard line.
Carroll on the carry. Brought down by number 44, Jack McMahon.
You have a new coach. Not a new coach that everybody knows because they saw you growing up. But a new coach from the other side of the state. 70 people applied for the job. 38 were interviewed in that category. He gets too many tickets. He brings a new system. You think there's new leadership here on the field? You think there's a thought out in the locker room? You think the coach is demanding respect and receives it? This is very impressive, Mount Lebanon.
Holloway keeps it himself. Check will bring him down at the 20-yard line after a pickup of about 7.
Holloway on the keeper, brought down by number 3, Mike Briarcheck.
Third down and about 6 now for the Indians. Clock at 2:20 and running. Indians will be at Woodland Hills Friday night. Sherrill trying to get to the right. He'll be dropped for a loss of 2. Blocking just not there for Sherrill, and he'll go down with a loss. Bring up 4th down for the Indians.
Del Sherrill brought down by number 44, Jack McMahon. Fourth down.
They could be a playoff block and a lot of fun.
And Hills looking at 4th down with 90 seconds left in the game. Holloway is watching the play clock tick down. He's going to take every possible second he can.
Nice kick by Holloway. Apke drops it at the 45. Will fall on it at the 41. 1:09 to go, 4th quarter. Mount Lebanon up 35-7. You're watching the Indians Football Network. Offsetting penalties after the play. First down, Mount Lebanon at the 40-yard line. Mount Lebanon will take a knee. Indians will drop to 3-5. Mount Lebanon will move up to 7-1. Only loss for Mount Lebanon, the opening weekend loss to North Allegheny. This will be Mount Lebanon's 7th straight victory. Indians in desperate need of a win Friday night at Woodland Hills. And they're not going to need to run another play. And Indians will close out the season at Uhas McGinley with a loss. It was 7-0 after one. Mike Briarcheck, a 43-yard pass reception. Mount Lebanon had the lead there. Then Mount Lebanon went up with the other Briarcheck brother, 47-yard run. It was 14-0 at halftime. Indians cut the lead in half on an impressive 86-yard drive in the third quarter. It was 14-7. Mount Lebanon runs the ball back, runs the kickoff back to the 29. Takes them four plays to go up 21-7. They added 2 more in the fourth quarter. Your final score, Mount Lebanon 35, Penn Hills 7. Indians will be in action Friday night to taking on the Woodland Hills Wolverines at the Wolverina. For our cameraman, Will Navari, our producer, Brian Novak, I'm Bill Navari. Thank you for watching another night of Penn Hills Indians football here on Comcast.